Welcome back to Sportsbet Betting Insight today, and it is deep dive time. And guess what? College basketball starts on Friday. And we've got Dave Malinsky, author of the Point Blank column here at sportsbookreview.com, to join us talking about early season college basketball, what to do, what to avoid. Mr. Malinsky, let's call you Mr. Point Blank. Mr. Point Blank, how are you today, sir?
You know, Teddy, probably similar to the way you're feeling this week. I know you and I go back a long ways on this. In the past, the opening of college basketball used to be a really exciting time. And it's changed so much through the years. They've kind of taken the color and glamour and so much of what we liked out of our sport. But here's the most difficult thing, Teddy, and that's why there's not as much anticipation for Friday as there used to be. You open up the Blue Ribbon Yearbook. And if you're going to bet college basketball, go get the Blue Ribbon Yearbook. You got to have it.
Yes.
Okay, we look at the top 5 teams for this year. Same names are the top. You know, there's Arizona, there's Duke, blah, blah, blah. But look at the starting 25 players for those 5 teams. Teddy, 19 freshmen or sophomores out there. They're starting all over again. 11 freshmen of the 25 starters, and this is the top 5. These aren't rebuilding teams near the bottom of the barrel. So it's become such a different sport. We don't look forward to the opening as much because we have to start all over again almost every year.
Sure, with so many freshmen and transfers, when it comes to last year's power ratings and adjusting off them, a lot of times you're starting from scratch in college basketball with the rosters completely overhauled from one season to the next. And that's one of the reasons that I'm like you, Mr. Point Blank, is that I like to ease into the season. This isn't a spot where on Friday we're going to be firing away. Teams have to pass the eye test for me, and you and I both watchers. You know, it's a matter of believing what you see, not what you read. And when it comes to the freshmen and the transfers, it's nothing but what you've read, Dave. It really isn't.
No, and it can be so volatile at that point because even if these kids have the talent, are they going to fit into a team concept? And so you talk about being patient yourself and easing into the season. Well, part of the problem is the coaches are going to do the same thing. When we like football, or why we like football so much, is there's a high degree of integrity for every game, college and NFL both. Well, now here comes college basketball where Mike Krzyzewski knows he's in the tournament. John Calipari knows he's in the tournament. So what are they going to do between now and March? They're going to ease their way into the system. There's not this urgency to come out and play hard. They're going to do a lot of experimenting. So that makes it difficult, 1, to predict the games, but 2, to also grade the games. You can't take these early box scores as being gospel either. There's going to be a lot of experimentation going on. So yeah, we're going to watch a lot of games this week. We get a lot of games on television to open up next week, a couple of big showdowns, but we can't really sink our teeth into them.
So we have a situation where basically the top teams, all of them, have completely remade their rosters. So your power rating numbers coming into the season are dicey. You have all these freshmen, all these transferred. You have a situation where the best teams, there's no urgency to win whatsoever when it comes to November basketball. And, you know, where the best coaches are going to spend their time developing rotations, not worried about building margins. Are there any edges that bettors can look for in early season play, Dave? Or is this a situation where you just want to stay away? What can you find when it comes to off-season information that's going to help you in the first couple of weeks of college basketball?
We will do 2 things. And the first one's going to sound a little bit odd. We will bet on some teams that aren't that talented at the start of the season because they'll have more experience. And here's kind of this catch-22. We're going to talk about this a lot over the course of the season. A team may have 4 senior starters back, not because they're good, but because they weren't good. Players couldn't move to a higher level, so they're back in college. We don't mind that early because their chemistry is going to be a little better. So let's look for teams that aren't necessarily great teams, but are closer to their peak. Their chemistry is a little better. But Teddy, I'll tell you where the biggest focus should go. Look for these teams that took their exception and had an off-season trip. And what you're allowed to do in college basketball, it's a great way to finagle extra practice. you're allowed to take an overseas trip and it doesn't count against your schedule. So what do you get? Not only do you get the games played overseas and the camaraderie and the team building and the chemistry, send a bunch of college kids over to Italy for a week and they're going to get a little closer knit, but also the fact that you're allowed to have a week of practice before the trip. So I'll be looking for a lot of these teams that had the offseason trips to be a step ahead of their opponents in the early settings.
Find the teams that bonded together in the offseason. They're teams you can make money with at the beginning of November in college hoops. Great information from Dave Malinsky, author of the Point Blank column. Dave, where can folks get a hold of you each and every day?
Each and every day, you'll find Point Blank Monday through Friday at sbrpicks.com. But the forum runs all 7 days. So the Friday edition is a weekend edition. The forum thread will carry all through the weekend. Not only my writing there, but boy, a lot of good contributors come in with their A games. Bring your A game to Point Blank if you haven't been there yet. We could use the assist every now and then.
Dave, best of luck throughout the course of the college basketball season. I look forward to further deep dives with you in the not too distant future.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.